We are now just 138 days away from the official release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by writer and director J.J. Abrams and creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to answer many burning questions from The Force Awakens that were not answered in The Last Jedi, and I think it's pretty safe to say that by far one of the most mysterious characters within the Star Wars sequel trilogy has all to do with Supreme Leader Snoke himself, where his backstory will be answered to a certain extent in The Rise of Skywalker by JJ and George. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the plans by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and Lucas, this is where things begin to get very intense for the character of Snoke. Now, specifically, it's described that during the rewrites of the film for the months of November and December of 2018 is when George Lucas was adjusting the second and third acts of the film, where one of the big pieces had to do with the origins of the First Order and the backstory of Supreme Leader Snoke. It's explained that one of the big revelations in the film will have to do with Snoke's original name and his true identity, and that Snoke has gone by many names over 800 plus years. However, it's said that George is setting Snoke's original name to be based off of a popular Legends character from the expanded universe that will take many fans by surprise and will explain as to why Palpatine was interested in Snoke's power so much. Additionally, it's said that Snoke's real name will have a massive connection to Palpatine's role in the film and will create a major impact on how fans view certain parts of the prequel trilogy era. Additionally, it's said that there are plans of basing Snoke of living through the Old Republic era, since Disney wants to reset the era to be hundreds of years before Episode 1, as opposed to thousands like how it was originally. So let's go over a couple of parts about this and why this is big for the Star Wars franchise. Now, the thing about George is that we do know that he was working very closely with with J.J. Abrams, I should say, during, of course, the rewrites of late 2018 for the months of November and December, where they were prepping all the reshoots from April all the way until September of this year. Now, a lot of this has all to do with Snoke's backstory being explained in Episode 9, as well as the origins of the First Order. The thing that really gets me by surprise here is that there is actually a plan by George and J.J. Abrams to actually reveal Snoke's original and true identity to be based off of a popular Star Wars Legends / Expanded Universe character, and that Snoke has gone by many different names throughout his entire life of 800 plus years. Now, his original first name, his original and true identity, is actually said to have a massive impact on the prequel trilogy era and his connection with Emperor Palpatine, and why Palpatine was so interested in Snoke's power in, of course, the era between the sequels and the originals. Now, what I like about this is that this is, of course, Disney and Lucasfilm expanding the idea of Snoke and his backstory and how it's all going to be utilized in Episode 9. Now, we do know that there's a Snoke comic coming out next month, by the way, in September, where we're going to learn more about his backstory before the events of The Force Awakens and some secrets about his relationship between Kylo Ren and himself as master and apprentice. So with that being said, alright, George Lucas wanting to really base Snoke's first name, or his real name if you will, his true identity, off of a popular Legends character, it really leaves one scratching their heads now, right? Exactly who is he? Now, technically speaking, this could very well mean Darth Plagueis, but Darth Plagueis is already in canon material under Disney. Though that version of Darth Plagueis is not very well explored, we know little to nothing about the canon version of Plagueis. We don't even know his species, by the way, in canon material. So, with that being said, there's a lot of opportunities here for, of course, J.J. Abrams and George Lucas to really toy around with the character of Snoke to do something very much incredible. The fact that they are basing Snoke's true identity off of a popular Star Wars Legends character is massive. Now, the fact that this character is going to have a major impact on the connection between himself and, of course, Palpatine, and how we view the prequel trilogy era, could very well be yet another hint that this is indeed something to do with Darth Plagueis. Now, with that being said, we do know that this film is going to be very important for the viewer, right? It's going to be very important for the audience to look back at the Skywalker saga in a different light, and that they are taking a lot of risks with this film as far as the revelations go, which, like I've always expressed, could be a good or a bad thing for this franchise. It's all a matter of how everything is going to be utilized in organized in this film by J.J. Abrams and George Lucas and what they really want to do for the character of Snoke and Palpatine. Now, the last thing that I do want to touch on here is that we do know that this film is going to be a Revelation movie. Even Eunice Watama, the man who plays Chewbacca himself, said that while he was filming and on set for this movie, from start to finish, that this whole entire film is a I did not see this coming moment. And that to me speaks volumes. It tells us that this movie is really going to be pretty much, a mind blower. It really is. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.